Welcome, welcome, one and all, in here, out there, all around the world, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell from the vibrations, we are live from Chicago tonight. Windy City. Following night one of the Democratic National Convention, and we are broadcasting from the historic Auditorium feeling. There you go. That Auditorium feeling you can't get anywhere else. How are you feeling, 4,000 people in my live audience? The Auditorium is beautiful and historic and cavernous. Jim, can we get a shot of the balcony up there? That balcony right up there? There we go. Now, Jim, please. Jimmy, can we get a shot of how I look from up there? Hello! This is the first theater I've ever performed in where the last row of seats comes with supplemental oxygen. Now, obviously, we're here in Chicago because of the DNC. It was an extraordinary night and extraordinarily long. Technically, and correct me if I'm wrong, technically, we've just rolled over into the first night of the 2028 campaign. The evening, very exciting. It started with some lesser-known Democrats. For instance, Michigan State Senator Mallory McMorrow came out with a big old book. Either that or she's a teeny tiny lady. They should have provided a banana for scale. We also heard from Gina Raimondo, Commerce Secretary and star of the short-lived CBS series Everybody Loves Raimondo. And of course, this was followed by a cavalcade of America's most electrifying lieutenant governors. I'm a lieutenant govhead, what can I say? We also heard from New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who wasted no time in making no sense.
Hello, Democrats! Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris, the first president of the United States?
Yes. Yes. The first president of the United States. Now, it seems like that was a mistake, but it's like George Washington famously said, that little girl was me. Tim Walz here? Tim Walz didn't speak, right? He didn't speak. Tim Walz didn't speak tonight, but he was interviewed on the sidelines at one point, and his kids added a little something extra.
It's a privilege, it's an honor, and I can tell you this ticket, feeling that energy, just a privilege.
That's fun, little bunny ears behind Dad's head. After that, they gave Chuck Schumer an atomic wedgie. Then we got an unscheduled speaker. This is out. Surprise, it's Kamala! Which 1 month ago became the Democrats' campaign slogan. Thanks, buddy. We got a great speech from Team USA coach and Chicago Bulls legend Steve Kerr, who has some history in the United Center.
A lot of good stuff has happened in this building, especially in the 90s. You young people, Google Michael Jordan and you can read all about it.
Google Michael Jordan? He thinks young people don't know who Michael Jordan is? What did it feel like the moment you heard that, Mike?
It became personal with me.
I can imagine. I can imagine it would. Kerr finished his speech with a zinger.
After the results are tallied that night, we can, in the words of the great Steph Curry, we can tell Donald Trump, night, night. Thank you.
Oh, damn. That is a really good hit. That is a solid punch. That is a good hit. But Steve, we know if you really want to put Trump to sleep, just sit him in a courtroom. Then we heard from my first guest tonight, Secretary Hillary Clinton, who saluted the secretary saluted Biden's legacy.
He has been democracy's champion at home and abroad. He brought dignity, decency, and competence back to the White House.
He also brought a soft-serve machine, and if you say please, he will let you do a swirl directly into your mouth. Clinton was confident about beating Donald Trump.
We have him on the run now.
He can run? What does that look like? Okay. Then Congressman Jamie Raskin took the mic and gave a little Chicago history lesson.
We meet in this great city tonight where Abraham Lincoln was nominated in 1860 to save the Union, and where Franklin D. Roosevelt was renominated by Democrats in 1940.
And let's just skip over 1968. Who remembers who was doing what? We also heard from Firebrand, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who listed some of Trump's stats.
With 34 felonies, 2 impeachments, and 1 porn star to prove it.
That sounds like the saddest Christmas carol ever. 34 felonies, 2 impeachments, and a porn star got him horny. Crockett told a great story about going to the vice president's residence in distress and feeling seen.
The most powerful woman in the world wiped my tears and listened.
Beyonce was there? After that, Senator Raphael Warnock gave one of the greatest speeches I've ever heard. He burned that house to the ground, going biblical on Trump.
I saw him holding the Bible and endorsing a Bible as if it needed his endorsement. He should try reading it.
Of course I've read it, Raphael. And I live by one inspiring passage, $59.99, $68 in Canada. Obviously, this convention is being held to nominate Kamala Harris, but tonight was Biden Appreciation Night. Oh, yes, it's Biden's night, and the feelings, gratitude for many years of service to our country, sir. The Biden tributes. That's right. That's the feeling. How's it going? The Biden tribute started before prime time with delegates receiving a gift bag that included Cup of Joe coffee. A much nicer gift than when LBJ dropped out in '68 and gave those Chicago delegates a big bag of Johnsons. I call it jumbo. At long last, it was time for Biden's speech. The president was greeted by a 4.5-minute standing ovation. After decades, that was lovely. But after decades of tireless public service, President Biden entered to a crowd of thousands of people chanting his name. If only he knew you could get the same thing by telling fart jokes on CBS. Biden stood on that stage. Biden stood on that stage, gave a powerful speech, and proved to the country and to the world that he can stay up past 8 p.m. Last one, I swear. Biden saved up all the energy he did not use at that debate and uncorked it tonight. Just popped open a cap, taking a victory lap for his accomplishments.
Donald Trump promised infrastructure week every week for 4 years, and he never built a damn thing.
That's not entirely fair, sir. He did build all those little burger towers. Now, as I'm sure he designed them, as he often does, Biden reminisced about his childhood in Scranton.
My dad used to say there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to drop down on my kitchen table at the end of the month. I come from a basic middle-class family. 3-bedroom house, 4 kids, a grandpa living with us.
All 4 of my grandparents sleeping in the same bed. Tell ya. No, folks, our only hope is that I'd find a chocolate bar with a golden ticket inside. Say, no, when I did. No, I'm not joking, folks. And when I did, When I did, damn it. When I found that ticket, damn it, I went to those Oompa Loompas to make sure they could unionize. Now, because the night went long, James Taylor was cut from the program at the last minute. How could they cut sweet baby James? Or should I say, vengeful baby James? Oh, he will bring down the fire and the rain. But you know, ultimately, I can understand why they had to cut JT. I mean, it's not like he's the lieutenant governor of anything. You don't want to cut any of those people to get up on time. Biden closed his speech with what I believe is a fitting and moving lyric that summed up his entire political career.
I can't sing worth a damn, so I'm not going to try. I'll just quote it. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall our legacy be? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Overall, tonight, this convention had joy, excitement, and a clear vision for the future. And even though I am exhausted, it's been an amazing week. It's been what? One night? How is that possible? We got a great show for you live.